the game plan to kind of stop Jeremiah Smith. Um, do you think that is something that they? Do you think that was the right move for them? Do you think they should have had those 2-3 guys bracketing him all the time and just kind of saying, you know what, we're going to make other Ohio State wide receivers beat us? Or do you think they kind of overplayed their hand?
I think they overplayed their hand. It was very clear to Ohio State that they were like, I think they knew coming into the game they were going to try and stop Jeremiah from getting the ball. They barely went to Jeremiah. As it was, they barely looked his way. And so I believe that when you do that, mind you, you have the Thorpe Award winner at corner. I can't tell. He wasn't out there by himself. Had his whole secondary out there grabbing hands with him, slapping ass. So he wasn't out there by himself trying to hold Jeremiah. If you do that, again, Carnell Tate would be wide receiver 1 on 99.98% of your guys' college football teams. For any other fan base that's watching this. So it wasn't surprising to me that Carnell came out there and got, what was it, 7 for 80 plus? Yeah. That was not surprising to me.
Well, yeah, you and I had talked about it all week. You know, we said this could be a game where Carnell Tate starts to, you know, break out a little bit just because there's going to be so much attention on Jeremiah. Like, we knew that going in. So, there was one play.
The tight ends got the ball. Do it if you want to. Do it if you want to.
Yeah.
Like we won a football. I want people to grasp this because a lot of people are talking about, everyone's saying Texas, did exactly what they had to do. I want to point this out. Jeremiah Smith had 1 catch for 3 yards. Ohio State had 75 penalty yards. That's almost a football field's worth. I mean, what else, man? I mean, Will Howard threw an interception. We didn't play our best game.
No.
I would say we played a B game. B plus.
You know what? I will give Texas some credit. I'll say they played their B plus game because the defense was great. The defense was great really the whole time. Offensively,
I think they played their A minus game. I really do.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay. Offensively, it was probably B plus. Just because the penalties, the offensive line, that was the first time we've seen them struggle a bit. The interception was really, really bad. But because you can have the luxury of playing your B plus offensive game with with a defense that is so good. Like when the defense is that good and not allowing Texas to do anything offensively, you can afford to do that. So, that's great. Defensively, I want to talk about the defense here a little bit. There were a couple things that I wanted to hear your take on. Specifically, I know Ryan Day said Denzel Burke had upper extremity issues. That was the reasoning for him not playing the whole second half. He missed that. He did have a big missed tackle in the first half.
That was his last play.
Yeah, exactly. He went out there. He missed that tackle. Never saw him again. And Jermaine Matthews came in and played well. First off, do you believe, Day, that it was just upper extremity issues, or do you think he got benched? I'll start with that.
He got benched. Because listen, maybe he did. Maybe he did have something going on in his upper extremities. But missed tackles like that in a game like this can't happen. They can't happen.
If you've got upper extremity issues, I feel like I don't know. I can't say one way or the other, but I'm 50-50. I don't know what to believe.
Right. The way it looked like to me, man, is he got benched, and my guy Maine came in and played his ass off. Like Jermaine Matthews being able to come in, knowing that, and here's the cool part: they didn't have to take him off the field. They didn't have to rotate anybody. And this is what we mean when people say Jermaine Matthews is the best cover corner on this team. He is the best cover corner on this team. I thought that
Jordan Hancock played pretty damn well.
He's been playing really well all season.
Yeah.
He really has.
I can tell you he's not the best cover corner.
Oh man,
Igbenogson, he's the most. You see, he's got the most penalties of anyone in coverage this season, 14 of them, and he added another one in the Cotton Bowl. So we know it's not him.
It's funny. Listen, I'm okay with him having one. He basically averages one a game. I'm okay with that. Because the rest of the film, the rest of it, flawless. He locks down. He does. Is he touchy? Yes. He plays it like a linebacker. I've said it before. But I think that makes it 15 penalties. He's played well over 200, 300 snaps.
He's got 14 penalties, yeah.
Yeah, he's played well over 400 snaps. I mean, the guy, outside of that, he's doing what he does. Caleb Downs, man.
He saved a touchdown on a tackle coming up.
Yep.
They had a guy break loose. He comes up, shoestring tackle. He stumbles down, saves a touchdown on that play, and then Texas ended up having to having a bunt. He is. I know we talked about this before. The fact that I think it was ESPN had him as like the 19th best player, like in the CFP, like that's a joke. That's a freaking joke.
There's no way. Listen, man. The two best players in the CFP were what I don't care what anyone says are Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. And if you want to throw it all in now, number 3 is Jack. Number 4, I mean, I saw today like the top 10 PFF scores.
Mm-hmm.
I think 4 of the top 10 were Ohio State, or 3 of the top 10.
Yeah.
3 of the top. Yeah. Then one was the 10th was Notre Dame. But no, it was a great win. It was very exciting. I was at my brother-in-law and sister's house with some other friends. We had a lot of touchdown tequila shots, which made the next morning a little rough.
Yeah.
But I was very pleased, and again. I remember where I was when Ezekiel Elliott ran 85 yards on the Ohio South. I remember where I was, and even till today, when I sit there and watch that highlight, I choke up. It's a very huge moment for Buckeye fans. This one right here, dude. It was just.
Do you think it's better, or do you think it's interesting? Okay.
Yes. And here's the thing, and you'll appreciate this because I'm a Michigander. I'm a Buckeye, but I'm a Michigander.
Yeah.
So having a guy come from Pickerington, knowing that's it's in Columbus.
Yeah. Yep.
The kid grows up as a Buckeye. He's had all these failures through his career as a Buckeye. For about 2.6 years, wasn't what we thought he was going to be. And then this playoff comes, and then you go against Texas on the big stage in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, and to seal the deal, you do that's something, man, that Chase Young does. That's something that Joey and Nick Bosa do. That's what those guys do. And you go in, that's something Vernon Golston would do, something Will Smith would do, something Cameron Haber would do, and you go out there and do it, man. It
was a great play. It's definitely one of the greatest plays in Ohio State history.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it might just be a hair below 85 yards Ohio South, just because that whole season was
hard.
I mean, that whole season was nuts. Third string quarterback playing in that game. Alabama was the king. They weren't just the kings of the SEC. They were the kings of college football. Yeah. And to do that in the South, that game was played in New Orleans. It was an Alabama home game, essentially. And to go ahead and knock them out like that, and take the first college football national championship again with your third string quarterback, that's something special. Like Texas, like we knew Texas was good, but no one really thinks they're special. They're not a special team.
No.
The Alabama team back then was special. You look at that roster, you look at how many NFL guys they had, up and down, All-Americans, it was wild. So that's why I've got that slightly ahead. Don't get me wrong. Jack Sawyer,
Jonathan Allen.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Jack, again, what Jack did, really damn good. And it's obviously going to be remembered forever, especially if they seal the deal on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like right now, if you ask my top three, yeah, it would be Jack Sawyer's touchdown, Zeke's. Shoot. And then 3A, 3B between the Holy Buckeye play and Maurice Claret's strip of Sean Taylor.
You know what's interesting? A lot of people have Holy Buckeye up there. It was against a Purdue team that wasn't good.
It was important. Dude, listen, man. A lot of those games
I
were close.
understand that helped us eventually get to the national championship, but it wasn't like it was a seminal game.
No,
and that helped them win the game 10-6. Like it's not like Ohio State's defense or offense was great, and maybe that's why it's so high up there. But